4 years ago. You're up in the middle of the night, rummaging through the kitchen for a midnight snack. You're starving, and there's a bag of barbecue chips calling your name. But before you can reach into the pantry, you hear a shuffle of feet in the darkness behind you. Who's there? You hear a light chuckle, and your sister steps into the moonlight. Relax, Blake. It's just me. Nice outfit. Didda, you scared me. What are you doing up this late? Oh, you tell me. I thought you were the hotshot detective in the family. Let's see. You've got an extra makeup. You're carrying a big bag. You're wearing that fancy perfume. You must be heading to a party, sneaking off to see your boyfriend. That's all you got? That I'm going to see Jeremy? Ugh, give me something more specific. Are we going to a party, grabbing a late bite, driving to a makeout point? She's a detective, not a fortune teller. Gross. Let's just say case closed and move on. You know, if Mom and Dad find out you snuck out, you're gonna be in big trouble. How about we make a deal then? You promise not to tell Mom and Dad that I snuck out, and tomorrow I'll take you to the bookstore you love so much and buy you 2 new books. I want 4. 3. Deal. You lock pinkies and grin at each other. She gives you a quick kiss on the forehead, and you wipe the spot with your hand, making a face. Bye, Blake. Love you. She walks out the front door, shutting it quietly behind her. It's the last time you'll ever see her. Love you too. Behind you, you hear another voice. You just let her go? Just like that? You whirl around with a gasp to find the ghostly form of Gabbie Navarro standing behind you. You couldn't stop her? You could have forced her to stay home. But no, you just let her go. If you'd done something, she'd never have gone missing in the first place. But I didn't know. Gabbie advances on you, hovering unnaturally, her feet dragging on the tile as she goes. You stagger back, slipping into a puddle of water. No, not a puddle, a pool. Water rises from the cracks in the linoleum, soaking you as you fall to the ground. You just let everyone down, Blake Stone, and you'll keep letting them down for the rest of your life. She hovers over you now, her empty eyes blazing with rage. You open your mouth to scream, and a torrent of water pours through your teeth, down your chest, soaking you. You cough and gasp, trying to fight for air, but the water keeps coming, as if there's a spring inside your lungs. Your vision goes blurry, Gabbie's form becoming a gray haze in the darkness. And then you wake up. Chapter 2. Keep your enemies close. Ugh. You gasp and sit bolt upright in your bed, clutching your chest. You're breathing deep, realizing that you're safe, even as the sound as Gabbie's voice rings in your ears. Just a nightmare, but it felt so real. I need to hit the ground running on her case. That means going back to school and revisiting the scene of the crime. You shake yourself, rolling out of bed, and start rifling through your closet for something to wear. For better or worse, I'm going to turn a lot of heads today. Might as well give them something to look at. Diamond choice. We got dressed to the nines. And then we got everyday gray, because everyday wear. You admire yourself in the mirror, adjusting your waistband. Not too shabby, Stone. Not too shabby at all. Now, fully dressed, you grab your school bag and hurry downstairs. Sorry, boy. Gotta hurry if I want to make it to school on time. But instead of leaving, you skid to a stop at the front door. The hairs on the back of your neck prickle as a shiver courses through you. It was a dream, Blake. Just a dream. Sure enough, when you get to school, everyone is staring. Didn't she find the body? Yeah. You ignore them. You came to school today for one reason and one reason alone. To learn. I mean, to solve the case. I have to get to the pool. There must be something there that someone missed, some shred of evidence that'll help Gabbie's case. You make a beeline down the hall and you're almost there when... Blake? You wince and skid to a stop. Millie Pereira, the human beneath Beechwood High School's mascot costume, and your good friend. Oh my god, Blake. I heard what happened. I'm so sorry. I wish I could have been there for you. Don't worry about it, Millie. I have the whole weekend to process. 2 days isn't enough to process. You shouldn't even be at school right now. I had to come to school to investigate the crime scene. Crime scene? But everybody's saying it was an accident. I don't believe it. There were too many suspicious details that the police totally ignored. Like what? I talked to her like a half an hour earlier. And you know what? I'll tell you later. I need to get in there and you need to get to class. Like, I can't let you go in there. And how exactly are you gonna stop me? I can tell the principal you're cutting class. Wow, what a snitch. But you won't. You and Millie stare each other down for a long moment and she sighs heavily. Just be careful, okay? I don't want you to get in trouble. I can't get in trouble if I can't get caught. She heads off down the hall, leaving you alone. As soon as she's out of sight, you creep around the corner towards the pool, only to find a security guard blocking the door. This guy's a guard at every place, every app, everything. Damn it. I should have known this wouldn't be easily. You quick scan the area, weighing your options before anyone can spot you. You slip into a nearby empty office and close the door behind you. Let's hope this works. You find the phone and quickly dial security, watching the guard through a crack in the blinds. Sure enough, he fumbles in his pocket and answers his walkie. Security. Hi, yes. My name is Alex Williams. I'm subbing for one of the gym teachers. There's something I wanted to alert you to. Some students are keying cars in the staff parking lot. They've already scratched the paint on an expensive-looking Dodge. And before it's his car. Not my sweet Chelsea! The guard drops his walkie and hustles away from the door, leaving his spot abandoned. Talk about a lucky guest. Most guys like that are going to be driving something about there. Hook, line, and sinker. With the guard gone, you head over to the pool door and let yourself right in. You shut the door behind you, and only when you turn to face the pool does it hit you. Just a few days ago, Gabbie died here, and if you don't figure out what happened to her, it's possible no one ever will. Better get to work. You step quickly and quietly around the pool, inspecting everything from the trash cans to the laundry cart, snapping the occasional photo. Initially, nothing stands out to you, but when you step closer to the pool filter, a quiet, grating noise catches your ear. I wonder... It takes a little bit of force, but you manage to pry the lid off the filter. Sure enough, there's something stuck inside. Aha, what do we have here? A pocket square with blood on it. You turn the pocket square over in your hands. The stains on it are heavily waterlogged, but unmistakably blood. This has to be something. You screw your eyes shut and think back to homecoming and the sheer number of people who were wearing pocket squares that night. Come on, Blake, think you have to have seen someone wearing the exact pocket square. Yeah, he was, but it was a black one. He didn't have one. Ah, Tyler. Your eyes fly open as your realization strikes you. This was Tyler's pocket square. He was wearing it at the beginning of the night, and it was gone when he was crowned king. You turn the handkerchief over in your hands, finding hand-stitched note on the tag. You murmur the words aloud to yourself. Happy 6 months, September 16th, 2021. Seems like a gift from Gabbie, raw silk that, like this, must have cost her a fortune. Carefully, you wring out the excess moisture in the pocket square. Before stashing it in your pocket, you snap a photo. I should hang on to this in case it's a clue, but could Tyler really have done something to Gabbie? Ace Chem test. Those are your goals. even if this is Gabbie's blood on the pocket square, I can't jump to conclusions until I have more evidence. Your gaze drifts around the area, falling on the door to the boys' locker room. Tyler's on the track team, so he must have a locker in there. If I manage to get inside, maybe I'll find proof that I need. Diamond choice. Search the boys' locker room. I gotta get in there. She just wants to see all the boys. Yeah, I'm kidding. You open the door to the locker room, just a crack, and peek inside. No one seems to be there, so you quietly let yourself in. It shouldn't be too hard to figure out which Tyler or locker belongs to Tyler. You study the rows and rows of lockers, dismayed to find none of them having a defining characteristics. Just go around sniffing. You'll smell the rat. On second thought, this might be more trouble than it's worth. Suddenly, you hear the back door open. Along with approaching footsteps, thinking quickly, you tuck yourself into the nearest open locker you find and shut it behind you. What the hell? Nobody should be here during class. You breathe quickly and quietly, straining your ears to listen to the boys outside. All we gotta do is hide this in his locker and call the anonymous hotline saying, "We found it on Tyler." You squint through the slants in the locker to see something wadded up in Kevin's fist. Is that a bag of weed? So what are these idiots planning? Hold up, man. Are you sure we should do this? If we get caught... I thought you wanted him off the team. Are you telling me you're cool sharing a locker room with a murderer? You really think he hurt Gabbie? Oh, she died of a drug overdose. Some really heavy stuff. How does a perfect little goody-goody like her get her hands on that? You know, I'm just thinking of Stranger Things, and I'm just going, let me think about this. Oh, no, it does happen. That's the assumption you all make, is the goody-goody ones never get their hands on anything batty-batty. It's a horrible assumption. You're listening so intently that you don't notice the layers of dust in the unused locker until a sneeze threatens to overtake you. I'm gonna hold it in. Good luck doing that, but you know. You hold a finger below your nose, look up, and attempt to rein it in, and quickly pass as the boys outside, none the wiser to your presence. Close call. She just sneezed. Oh crap, who's that? I'm the Weedinator. My dad's the DA. He said, Boy Wonder lives in an apartment complex with a bunch of dealers and junkies. It all adds up. Then why don't we just tell the cops? Don't be stupid, dude. We'd never be able to prove anything. Best thing we can do is get the guy expelled. Yeah, you're right. If it's for the good of the school, like, only an asshole would get his girlfriend hooked on drugs. Especially after she convinced Coach not to kick him off the team. For real? I didn't know that was her. Poor Gabbie. Exactly, poor Gabbie. And if you want to do her memory justice, you'll help me open his locker. Sounds like Tyler was in danger of getting kicked off the team, and Gabbie helped him? There's gotta be something there. But do they really think he'd hurt her like that, or is that just an excuse to get him expelled? Gabbie did tell me the track team hates him, but this seems pretty extreme. Yeah, well, the word hate is a reason to hate people and be extreme about them. You hear the snick of a lock turning as Kevin and Drew try to get it open. I thought you said you knew how to do this. I do, man. I can't think straight with you breathing down my neck. You hear a wave of laughter in the hall outside. Kevin goes stiff and Drew looks around nervously. Maybe it's easier to just guess the combo. It could be his birthday. Only an idiot would set his birthday. This is locker combo. It has to be something else. An anniversary, maybe. Or it could just be random. Like, maybe we should rethink this before someone comes in. Kevin growls and then heaves a sigh, straightens up. Oh, fine. You're hanging on to the weed until we think of something better. The two of them head back out of the locker room. You wait for the gentle thud of the door closing behind them, and then slip out of the locker. I swear, the Beechwood track bros are not as slick as they think. I bet I could get into Tyler's locker. You think about the guys, what they said, and if Tyler's locker combination is an anniversary, then... I mean, they literally said birthday, but sure, guess the anniversary, which is September. Hang on. the pocket square has a date stitched on it. September 16th, 2021. Gabbie and Tyler's 6-month anniversary. So it would be 9/16/21. Carefully spin the dial and enter the combination, but the lock won't budge. Okay, 6 months before then. Nope, not that. Better try again. The comma must be... Well, then it would be 3/16, because it would be the day he met her. Carefully, you enter the 3/16/21 in the lock, and it pops open. So Tyler's lock combo is the day he and Gabbie started dating. Interesting. Well, that means he meant a lot to her. Or she meant a lot to him. With the locker open, you shuffle discreetly through his things. There's a few resistance bands in there, a change of clean clothes, some essays, and absolutely nothing that looks like useful evidence. There must be something in here that could clear Tyler's name, or implicate him in a crime. You pull all the papers out and start sifting through them, desperate for anything to work with. Take a look at his report card, half-finished essay, some college brochures. Let's go with the report card. D, A, B minus, C, C, A. How do you get a D in English? Like, no, listen, I don't give a shit about history. Art, yeah, no, kinda, I'm in the middle about that. You should be getting a B, but come on. English, you get a D? It's English, dude. It's English. Looks like Tyler's pretty good at math and science, but his language arts could use some work. Take a look at half-finished essay. The essay is written in messy letters with lots of erase marks. Essay. The system of checks and balances, oh my god, it's not spelled correct, is there to make sure that none of the 3 parts of the federal government get... Jesus Christ, no wonder you're failing English! There's a bunch of spelling errors in this. Is this a first draft or something? How do you misspell federal? Come on! With a B? Oh my god, I'm getting livid. Take a look at some college brochure. Yeah, you ain't getting into college, dude. Let's be honest, you can't even spell federal. You skim the information on a few of the college brochures. Langston, Strickland, Northridge, these places are competitive, not to mention pricey. You notice one of the Langston has information about athletic scholarships circled. Athletic scholarships make a lot of sense for the gifted athlete like Tyler. Oh, God. Get a better picture. You pull out the Polaroid and take pictures of the grade report and the college brochures. Gabbie was a straight A student. She had a reputation for being the smartest girl in class, and yet she fell for the dumbest one. If Tyler was falling behind, could it be caused friction between him and Gabbie? I hate to think she'd care about this kind of thing, but... Okay, listen. Listen, smart people do not go with stupid people, I'm sorry, it's just not how this shit works. Okay? Like, it's just, no, it's not how this works. We can't stand stupid people. Listen, I know I'm going to hell at this point. I'm sorry if I offended anyone, but I don't know what to tell you. But at this point, you can't rule anything out. I could rule a lot of things out. So we just keep adding Polaroids and things into our locker. I mean, technically it was a diamond choice, but okay. God, D in English. Ugh. Even if it's unrelated, it can't hurt to have receipts. With that done, you put everything back in the locker, but hesitate before you lock it. It doesn't sit right with me that these guys are trying to frame Tyler for a possession. I should leave him a warning or stay out of it. This one's a tough one. I'm kind of like one of those people that kind of like believes in the butterfly effect, right? Even if you're not time traveling. Like, if I see something, I could kick it away, but I walk around it, or I step over it, or whatever. You know, like in public, is what I'm meaning. Because then he knows someone was snooping in his locker. Oh, I'm gonna be the goody-goody, aren't I? Alright, hold on. Leave him a warning. Hastily, you pull out a piece of paper and pen out of your backpack and scribble a note to Tyler. If I were you, I'd watch your back and change your locker combo. With that, you secure the lock and slip out of the room, no one the wiser. However, as you go to leave, you hear a voice behind you. Blake, what are you doing here? Jeremy. Jeremy Walters, the brand new PE teacher, coach of the track team, and Perdetta's boyfriend. Before she disappeared, of course. It's Coach Walters now. I don't know what you're up to, Blake, but just get back to class, okay? Right away, Coach Walters. You catch his eyes on you, brow furrowed, as you hurry away. Nothing, I was here to spy on some boys. It's a typical thing, right? You head back down the school hallway, nerves buzzing from what you just found, when... Blake, what the hell are you doing here? Is that a tire even school, like, acceptable? Stevie's son, the resident riot girl, who also happens to be your former best friend. It's been a while since you've talked face to face. Oh, hey, Stevie, I go to school here? I know that, dummy. I just didn't think you'd be back today, considering... Yeah, well, I'm just full of surprises. What were you doing in the principal's office? Tardy again? For your information, I got a little late pass. Had to take a little Sophia to daycare this morning. Sophia, right. You've seen so little of Stevie since you were kids, you almost forgot she had a baby sister. Right. Sure, we'll go with it. Cute! Picturing your domestic side. You say that now, but you've never seen me with baby food smeared all over my face. Baby food or not, I stand by what I said. It's cute. Don't giving me too much credit. It'll go to my head. With the two of you, sort of stand there smiling for a moment. The kind of clumsy, awkward interactions you two are reduced to these days. Eventually, she clears her throat. So, what are you doing in the hall anyway? Skipping class? I'm so surprised you became such a rule breaker, even without me as a bad influence. Yeah, well, I guess you don't really know me these days. And I'm not skipping, I just got caught in some personal stuff. She purses her lips, studying you shrewdly. You get the distinct impression that despite the fact that you've hardly spoken in years, she can still see right through you. Whatever it is, just promise me you're, being careful. That's the queen of not being careful. I'm a hypocrite, what can I say? Still, I can't help worrying about you, Ace. She winks and then turns to walk away, but pauses at the end of the hall. Oh, and in case no one's told you today, you look damn good in the outfit. Glad I've earned the Stevie's son seal of approval. I know it's hard-won. She chuckles, but even from a distance you can see concern in her eyes. Just stay safe. There's things in this town that even you aren't prepared to handle. And with that, she disappears around the corner, and you're left wondering if she knows more than she's letting on. A few days later, you find yourself at St. Magnus Cemetery for Gabbie's funeral. As a knot builds steadily in your gut, you scan the parking lot for any sign of Tyler to distract yourself. I just need to steal him for a few minutes to ask him questions. It should be fine as long as I play it cool. You take a deep breath and wheel yourself not to look at the headstones surrounding you on all sides when a familiar voice startles you from behind. Blake, it's good to see you again. Oh, hey, Mr. Lewis. How are you holding up? Listen! Listen, I've seen this! Life is strange. I don't trust teachers, either. I've been taking it one day at a time. It's hard, but life doesn't stop for the rest of us, and I don't think Gabbie would want it. Sounds like you have a healthy perspective, Blake, but, though I'm not an expert. How about you? Are you doing okay? More or less. I've lost students before, but it's never easy. Something you really never hear from a teacher. Congratulations, you gained a point in the sus department. But that's not for you to worry about. My duty as a teacher is to be strong for the students, so I have other resources for my own grief. Right. I guess we should, go in? Mr. Lewis nods and you start to walk towards the chapel. There's only one path, and it winds through the entire cemetery. I had no idea this place was so big. Really? I thought your sister... He got himself off, his jaw tight. Sorry, Blake, I shouldn't have blurted that out. It's okay. Her grave is here, but I didn't go. I didn't want to... You betray a law, forcing yourself not to look at the rows of headstones, trying not to recall the day of her funeral. But we're gonna do it anyway. I can't go to the funeral. I don't feel good. You wrap yourself more tightly in your blanket and make your most pitiful face. Your mom's expression is tight, her eyes red. Oh, Blake, honey. I know this is hard for you. That's not it. I'm really sick. You blink back the memories as you and Mr. Lewis arrive at the chapel. He pats you on the shoulder. If this is too hard for you, Blake, no one would blame you for going home. It's a hard day for everyone, not just me. At least half the school seems to be at the funeral. And that's not even counting everyone else in attendance. You're scanning the chapel for a seat when you bump up against someone's shoulder hard. Oh, I'm so sorry. Watch it. Your pulse skips painfully when you see Donovan. For the first time since Gabbie's death, you can see a rim of red around his eyes. He's definitely been crying. But he doesn't exactly look sad, he looks furious. Donovan, I'm sorry for your loss. I know this must be difficult. I'm gonna stop you right there because you don't know anything. You weren't even friends with my sister. Man, don't, okay? Just... I know you mean well, but just don't. He leaves you alone, and you take a seat. A moment later, a young girl taps you on the shoulder and gives you a shy wave. Mind if I sit with you? You recognize her instantly. Joanna Morgan, a mousy, conservative girl who usually keeps to herself. Her eyes are bloodshot, swollen. She's been crying for Gabbie, sobbing even. But you don't think she even knew her. Geez, she's really torn up over this. Either she's the most emphatic person in the world, or she's hiding something. You can't question her right now, but sitting with her might help you figure out what her deal is. You scoot over and give her some space. Go ahead. Joanna, right? That's right. You're Blake, junior class secretary? That's me. I didn't realize it was so popular. Oh, I just remember seeing your campaign posters. Nice to meet you in person. Too bad about... Yeah. It's so surreal. Like, a week ago she was alive with hopes and dreams, plans, and now... She sobs quietly, turning away from you. I don't know, it's... not like we were best friends or anything. She just seemed like a nice person. So empathetic. Joanna sniffles, wiping her eyes with the back of her hand. I just wish I'd gotten to know her better. So do I. Mercifully, the service starts a minute later, led by Gabbie's parents. Thank you, everyone, for joining us this afternoon to celebrate the life and mourn the loss of our daughter, Gabriella. As painful as this time is for all of us, it warms my heart to see how she touched the lives of so many of you. 18 years isn't nearly enough time to experience the world, but those 18 years were filled with love. They seem devastated. I wish I could rule them out as a potential suspects. Wait, what? You shake yourself internally. Now's not the time for that. Yes, this is the perfect time to kill our daughter at homecoming. What? Okay, anyway, after each parent gives a speech, they call up Donovan and Claudia to read a poem together. Do not stand at my grave and weep. I am not there. I don't Do not. I'm sorry, guys, I can't. Claudia pushes herself to continue. It soon becomes apparent that Tyler isn't going to be involved in the funeral. They included her best friend, but not her boyfriend. That's odd. Not really. Parents do that all the time. As the funeral wraps up, you join the crowd at the reception searching for Tyler, but he's nowhere to be found. Blake, you came. You see Claudia hurrying towards you, her face still stained with tears. I wanted to be here. I'm sorry again for what happened. You offer a tissue from your pocket to dry her face. She accepts it with a thankful nod. I won't ask if you're alright, because it's pretty clear that you're not, but do you need anything? With a sob, she wraps you in a tight hug. You freeze for a second before returning it. It's just horrible. I owe her so much. I don't understand how something so terrible could happen to such a good, beautiful person. You pat her on the back as she sobs in your arm. You feel helpless, at a loss for what to say, as the memories you tried to repress in the cemetery tug at you once again. Diamond choice. Think back to the day of the funeral. That's not it. I'm really sick. I have a fever, cough, runny nose, body aches. Body aches. Did you find these symptoms on the internet? No, but I'm sure she's old enough to know she's had the cold or flu before. So what? You don't believe me? Oh, Blake, that's not it. She lays down next to you, sinking into your mattress. Her hand reaches out to caress your forehead. Mom, you shouldn't touch me. You might get sick too. Blake, I'm already sick. I have been here for a year now. And so has your dad. And so have you. Your sister's disappearance, it made us all sick. It's just not the physical kind of sick. Why are we having this stupid funeral anyway? We don't have anything to bury. We don't even know if Dita's dead. We need closure, Blake. Until we get it, we'll never be able to move on. You jerk away from your mom's touch, blinking back tears. Move on? But she could still be out there. She could be. The chances are slim. Slimmer than slim. We've been holding on to hope for a whole year, Blake. If we don't let it go, we'll never be a family again. Stop talking about her like that. She could come back any day. Blake, I want that as much as you do. No, you don't. If you did, you wouldn't be giving up. It's not giving up. It's, oh yeah, moving on. Yes, it is. Okay, fine. Maybe it is giving up. Okay. You're startled by the sudden pitch in your mom's voice. When you look at her again, you can see she's been crying all this time. I know I always said to never give up, but you're growing up now. Growing up means learning that sometimes you have to let things go. I know I've made a lot of mistakes as a parent, both with you and Perdita, but I swear I always tried to do the right thing. A pang of guilt hits you. Your mom's never talked to you like this before, and you can't help feeling like you just made things worse. I'm sorry, Mom. I didn't mean... I know you didn't, and I know this is hard, but we've done everything we can. I'm sorry, honey. She's just gone. Back in the present, you find yourself holding Claudia extra tight. It seems like both of you needed it. Why couldn't I have died instead? Claudia, don't say that. I just feel like I'll never be happy again. How can I keep going like this? Claudia... You're grieving right now. That's a kind of sickness. Everything you're feeling right now is totally normal, but it'll pass. Not always. Just don't push it. Feel what you need to feel. Heal in your own time. That's what Gabbie would want, right? She smiles a little at that. She was always talking about how my feelings were valid and all that. Exactly. You don't need to run from them. A final round of memories flits through your mind. You put your head on your mom's shoulder and lay there in silence for a minute, letting her stroke your hair. I just don't know if I can be happy again. Oh, honey, you will. Piece by piece, you'll get there. And you don't have to know how just yet. That's not your job. Just take it one day at a time, and know that I'll be right there with you. She kisses the top of your head and manages a tremulous smile. We're gonna get through this, Blake. I don't want to get through this. I want Dita back. If only it were that simple. But miracles happen sometimes, don't they? Sometimes, but most of the time they don't. And I don't think Perdita would want you sitting around forever waiting for one. But Mom, I don't need forever, I just need one more time. Maybe you're right. Maybe Dita isn't coming back, but I can't give up hope yet. I understand. I don't want to force you. You can stay home if that's what you really need. And tonight we'll get pizza. I'll even let you get extra toppings. You don't have to do that. Your mom smiles sadly at you, brushing a stray hair off your forehead. I don't have to, but I want to. For you. I thought I'd stop waiting for a miracle, but maybe some part of me hasn't. Gabbie was just so perfect. Everyone loved her best. I was always second place. It should have been me. Claudia, you're pretty amazing yourself. And Gabbie loved you. She'd be proud of you, and she wouldn't want you comparing yourself to her. Thanks, Blake. You're sweet. She leans in for one more hug. You know, you're the first person I've talked to who gets it. Thank you so much. You give her a smile. She trusts you. The cynical part of your brain knows that'll be helpful in your investigation, but you're just happy you helped her feel better. Anytime you need to talk, I'm here. She steps away and you scan the chapel for Tyler, but there's still no sign of him. Have you heard from Tyler lately? I've been worried about him. Oh, he's here, but I wouldn't worry about him. But he was her boyfriend. Look, maybe I shouldn't say this, but their relationship wasn't exactly going well. Really? How did they seem like at a homecoming? They did seem a little cozy, but also distant, like... it was very bleak what happened at homecoming, let's be honest. I thought so too. They were trying to put on a happy face, but I don't really think anyone was really buying it. A week before homecoming, they got into a huge fight. Tyler was convinced Gabbie was sneaking around with someone else. Wait, I thought Gabbie was cheating on him? Shh, not so loud. It kept yelling at her, demanding to know. Who is it? All I want to know is the name. I'm pretty sure she was planning on dumping his jealous ass once homecoming was over. At least that's what I'd do. I can't believe it. Tyler always seems so nice. Some guys are just like that. I bet he won't be sticking around for the memorial brunch. Oh, I just remembered. I actually have to go. I'll see you later, Claudia. There's a brunch. You race down the cemetery path as fast as you can to get to the parking lot. I was hoping to talk more to more people about Tyler, but if he's leaving soon, then I'll have to wait. Luckily for you, Tyler had posted a picture of his car to Pictogram, so you know what you're looking for. You spot it almost immediately. What, a blue Hyundai? Bingo. Now for the hard part. Or is it a Toyota? It's the only car in the parking lot. Anyway, after a careful glance around, you survey the car for any way in. I'll inspect the locks, the windows. I'll inspect the logs. Just try the door. You pull the handle on the door to make sure it's actually locked. It is. Damn, that would have been too easy. I'll inspect the windows are the only other choice. You should check the trunk. You notice one of the back windows is rolled down just a little. It's a tight squeeze, but you'll barely manage to fit your arm in. Perfect. You fumble around trying to get your fingers on the inside locking mechanism, but you can't quite reach. Curse you. Arms for not being 3 inches longer. You rummage through your purse looking for something that might help. Maybe I can use a tube of chapstick, dental floss, and chewing gum, a pencil. Well, MacGyver, it would be the dental floss. I don't know why we need the chewing gum, but let's go. You chew up a stick of gum and stick it to the piece of dental floss. You take the contraption and go fish. I don't know how the gum helps, but okay. After a few tries, you manage to get the gum stuck to the locking mechanism. Okay. But when you try to pull it loose, the gum just stretches. The lock doesn't move an inch. Damn, I thought for sure that would work. Maybe I could use a tube of chapstick, a pencil. Well, if it's a button... See, I'm sorry. I'm old-fashioned. I'm thinking locking mechanism is the thing that you pull up. Or, you know, push down for the door to lock. Listen, there's still cars like that. Leave me alone. Not everybody has, like, buttons yet. You grasp the pencil tightly in your hand and reach back through the window. It's just long enough to reach the lock. Got it. You let yourself into the car and go straight for Tyler's backpack. There must be something in here. You rifle through the textbooks, running shoes, until you find his phone, grab it, and hit recent messages. But the moment you see his last message to Gabbie, your blood runs cold. You are so dead. Frantically, you start scrolling up to read more. There has to be more. The whole story. And then you hear the car doors unlocking remotely. Quickly, you grab a beach towel and lay flat just before he steps inside. Damn it. Tyler bangs his fist on the dashboard and then leans forward, resting his forehead on the steering wheel. For a second, he's quiet, completely still. Then he slams the door shut and the car roars to life with you inside. It's a very... like... okay, yeah, no, we'll get to this in a second. Remember, if you did enjoy the video, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down description below, links to social media, Discord, if you'd like to support me and my content. Without further ado, first and foremost, so you see the back of his car, right? Like the picture of it? It was all beat to hell. And it literally and figuratively looked like it was a very old car. So yeah, no, the dental floss would have worked. Remember back in the day, you had to use like coat hangers and shit? Yeah, no, I remember these things. But, not everybody has buttons. I'm serious, not everybody has buttons. Even to this day, not everybody has buttons. I get it, all the newer cars have buttons, but not everybody has buttons. So I'll say this. Grief. Yeah, no, it's a tough bird. Let me put it this way, I've lost a lot of people in my life. I really have. I've lost a lot of family members, I lost friends, and I lost someone I loved. I've lost a lot. You know, they say, you know, take time, it'll heal. No, actually it doesn't. It actually doesn't. It lessens over time, you know, it's kind of like when you, stub your toe, right? Or, let's go a little harder with this one and just say, you slam your fingers in the door of your car, hypothetically. I'm sure some of you are going, Jesus, that just, ow, no. You know, it'll throb and it'll be like, ah! Then slowly over time, it'll throb less, but it still hurts, right? Yeah, no, that's grief. Especially when you have more and more build up. And I look at it this way. Not everybody can just piece themselves back together and, you know, put on a smiley face, right? Everybody has a societal standard that should be that should be the way. When it's the furthest from the truth, right? We all grieve and mourn and recover in our own ways if we recover at all. I look at it like this. I will never be as happy as I was at 8 years old. I'll never be as happy as I was at 6 years old. I'll never be as happy as I was at 15 years old. However, there are ways to reach back to there. By having people in your life that make you forget those things. Like the things that have caused you pain, the things that have caused you sadness, those things. And, you know, I would love to meet someone, right? You know, I continue to try and be optimistic about the future and whatnot, even though the circumstances. And I would love to meet someone, right? Spend time with them, cuddle, hug, snuggle, you know, all these things. And just be happy, right? With them in that moment. Everything else is gone. And then you can, in a way, reclaim those times when you were super, super happy. And even be happier than those times. But you have to have the right people to enable that in your life. You know, everybody, like I said, societal standards say you need, you should just be happy on your own, dude. Not always. Some of us are a little bit different. Sorry to burst your bubble, society, but I don't know what to tell you. Society's stupid sometimes, aside from that, love your beautiful faces. I don't know. There's a lot to unbox from this video. But, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts down below. Without further ado, catch y'all later. Peace out.